feel it.
I knew there was going to be something about this worship today that was different from any of the ones we've had. I knew there was going to be something. But it's what Reverend Kanisha said, that in the midst of our pain and our suffering and our response to injustice, we see God anyway. That's the genius of our people, that we know how to praise God in the midst. Right in the middle of the mess. We know how to turn it on up. My God, my God, my God. Oh, behold how good and how pleasant it is for sisters and brothers to dwell together in unity. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing to be able to sit and to give affirmation to another. Affirmation is worship. And that's something that we need to learn as a people. We're good at criticism and at being hard on each other, but affirmation is an act of worship. One of my colleagues at ITC once told me, he said, Dr. Handy, when you choose yourself, you choose God. Self-care, when you affirm yourself, and when you affirm one another, it's an act of worship. And so we thank God, and we celebrate our AP, as I call her, our assistant to the pastor. We thank God for her life. Woo! My God, this is so good. And y'all buy her book. Amen. Haven't received it already. It's a great meditation and affirmation book. Buy her book. I thank God for God's spirit, for how God moves, and how God makes things happen. I didn't plan on washing her feet, but I asked the deacon over there, I said, how fast can you get a pan of water? And he said, that quick. And he went and got it, and that thing just flowed how it was supposed to flow. And so I just thank God for being able to celebrate her now. Yes. You don't have to wait for a 10-year anniversary. You know, a pastor's and assistant pastor anniversary. No, that's every week. Every time we get together, we all celebrate somebody. I'm glad y'all came to church after the snowpocalypse. Whatever the snowpocalypse is that we call it. Quite a few of us are not here or today. Several folks are out of town, down in New Orleans. Some other folks had to be at an EFAR gathering on this afternoon. But I'm grateful, and I want to represent that our leaders are accountable and that they contacted each and every one and told me that they would not be here. And so I appreciate their accountability. I'm going to try not to be long because the hour is already spent. Amen. And we want to have a good 2-hour service and be in order. Deacon Moore, I don't know if our folks are coming in here behind us today. We got another ministry that comes in, but they eat first.
Go for it. You all right? Turn it up.
Oh, turn up. All right. I almost can't say what I had written down here, so I have to use it in the past tense now, even though it is still true. I was feeling some kind of way today. I was feeling some kind of way, and I've been feeling that way as a spillover from yesterday and last night. And like Reverend Kanisha said, I couldn't sleep after I heard the verdict on yesterday. And I was tossing and turning and up, and Lord, what should I say? And I was texting Natasha, sent her one text, and then said, don't show the text, show the picture, and then I sent her another text. But in the spirit of the season that we're in the season of reciprocity, as you know, as a ministry, and we're aligned right now with the sacral chakra, which aligns us with our feelings and with our emotions that color orange, which is why our altar is orange to represent that chakra and the season that we are in. And so I want to claim the fact that I'm feeling some kind of way. Is that all right? Because our sacral chakra connects us to our emotional health and our creativity. But it's also related to us honoring relationships. And so we want to do that. They all right. Like if they praise, I'm going to check over this all right. Y'all know how we do. But I'm going to try to abbreviate this word so y'all can go on to your next event. But I also want to honor what happened on yesterday. want to speak the truth of saying that I feel some kind of way about the murdering of our children.
Yes, say that.
Two of our healers are not here today, and they have to help me later to balance my sacral chakra. It's out of balance right now because I feel some kind of way. But in the words of Dr. King, I need to be a transforming nonconformist
Yes, ma'am.
in what I'm about to say. And it's not that I haven't been disturbed before. I'm sure many of you have been disturbed before, but it's the power of strange fruit
Yeah.
Come on.
that we're witnessing in our time.
Yes.
I grew up in the city of Chicago, on the south side and the west side, and now they're calling my hometown Chirac. There's something wrong, y'all.
Oh, my Lord.
There's something wrong. There's something wrong with that. We are facing the reality that justice is slipping away from us every single day. And so I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed. And isn't it interesting that just last Sunday, the message was about babies in baskets. And about how the mothers and the fathers had to throw their babies in the Nile after Pharaoh had announced that the male child should be killed, and the babies had to be thrown into dangerous waters with crocodiles ready to kill them. And so we had already got our shouting, and this is not a shouting sermon, I don't think. But I'm going to share this word anyway. I want to read this passage, and I'm going to jump around and skip around these pages, and we can get on up out of here. But Luke 18. If you have a text, you got an iPad, an iPhone, and that's how you look up the text, that's fine. Put it up there? Yes. That's the NRSV. I changed the translation. I'm going to read the Message translation. I like to read it now. When I'm playing, read the scripture. That's the position. I never get tired of it. Like, they play for my whole service. They're like, I need a break. But the Message translation. As we continue this worship, it's good that we get some teaching.
Amen.
The Message translation, starting with verse number 1, says, Then Jesus took the 12 off to the side and said, Listen carefully. We're on our way up to Jerusalem. Everything written in the prophets about the Son of Man will take place. He will be handed over to the Romans, jeered at, made sport of, and spit on. Then after giving him the third degree, they will kill him. In 3 days, he will rise alive. But they didn't get it. Couldn't make either head or tails of what he was talking about. He came to the outskirts of Jericho, and a blind man was sitting beside the road asking for handouts. And when he heard the rustle of the crowd, he asked what was going on. They told him Jesus the Nazarene is walking by. He yelled, Jesus, Son of David, mercy, have mercy on me. Those ahead of Jesus told the man to shut up. But he only yelled all the louder, Son of David, mercy, have mercy on me. Jesus stopped and ordered him to be brought over. And when he had come near, Jesus asked, what do you want from me? He said, Master, I want to see again. Jesus said, go ahead, see again. Your faith has saved you and healed you. He didn't say, I saved you and healed you. He said, your faith saved you and healed you. The healing was instant. He looked up, seeing, and then followed Jesus, glorifying God. And everyone in the street joined in, shouting, praise to God. You already know the title of my sermon. Spelled intentionally that way. Turnt Up.
I like that too.
In the 1989 classic film, Do the Right Thing,
Well.
we meet a character named Radio Raheem. Am I loud? Can y'all turn this down just a little bit? I'm like killing myself. You meet Radio, and Radio is this tall and somewhat imposing young man who walks the streets of Brooklyn with his radio turned up. In the classic 80s style, reminiscent of the B-boys of old school classic hip-hop. He sports this huge sound system as an an extension of his fashion statement and his personhood.
That's right.
He's ready to create a party or a dance exhibition anytime and anywhere. That's what your boombox was for. Some of y'all don't know about the boombox. Remember the boombox from the 80s. Yeah.
You know that.
Big boombox. The boombox is certainly not uncommon during this era, but what makes Radio Raheem stand out is not just his capacity for volume from his system, which he shows off in a street battle. Y'all remember the street battle with the Puerto Rican brothers?
Right.
And Radio Raheem has the loudest boombox and he wins the contest. Or as pointed out by Sal, who protests Radio Raheem's loud music when he comes into Sal's famous pizza joint. But what makes Radio Raheem stand out is the kind of music in his rotation.
That's right.
You remember the all too famous scene of Radio walking down the sidewalk, blasting the radical so-called anti-American voices of Public Enemy.
Yes.
And they urged us to fight the power.
Fight the power.
And that scene, that music, that bass, it just went all through you and it resonated in your spirit. Y'all remember that? Yes. This young man, who looks like your average black youth, engaging in everyday behavior, is also subversive. He's a subversive and yet loud revolutionary walking through the streets of the hood, begging his people to wake up, even as he is seen by others as antagonistic because he's large and he's black and he's seemingly angry. He's loud. But the truth is that he walks in and retains a vision of love. Y'all remember the love hang ring?
Right.
Remember that scene?
Yeah.
And love is going to win out. Radio Raheem had an eschatological vision that he wants to awaken his people and to save the day. In Luke 18, we find a Radio Raheem, a man gathered in the streets outside of Jericho. A blind man who is begging for financial assistance, as many of our sisters and brothers do in the corners on the hood, in ATL. You know, we've seen them on the highway and on the byways with their sign asking for a handout.